you doing, my friends, and welcome to some Monday news here on the Jovenshire channel. Now, normally we cover, video games, we cover comic books, TV shows. It's been a little while since we've actually talked about some news that really kind of moved me to my core, that I was like, we need to talk about this, and we need to talk about this now. So, as you may know, I am a huge fan of Mortal Kombat, and over the weekend we got a fun little teaser at some upcoming DLC for the game. Now, before I jump into too much more of this story, I do want to say that if you are new to this channel, please take the time to subscribe to the channel, because if you like this video, I guarantee you're going to like the other videos that we do here. It'd be nice. It would be nice. I'm not going to waste too much time here. Just go subscribe. Cool. Thanks. Now back to the news. So the characters you had were Shang Tsung, which we got to see his gameplay, but also NIghtwolf and Sindel were actually were announced that they'll be coming. They are some upcoming DLC characters, and NIghtwolf I don't think we've actually seen in one of the 3D games, in the new 3D version games from 9, 10, or 11, so that's pretty dope to have him. Sindel was a major character in Mortal Kombat 11 story-wise, but then there was also Todd McFarlane's Spawn, coming from the comic book character, the HBO animated series. He was voiced by Keith David, and that is correct. He is coming back to voice Spawn as well for the game. That's awesome. That's just, I'm a fan of tiny Easter eggs like that. People have been asking for Spawn to show up in Mortal Kombat for such a long time, and boom, they got him. Now, after the main trailer, there was some sound effects that got the internet talking. First of was a chainsaw. It was like, okay, a lot of characters use chainsaw. I remember, when they were as exclusive characters for Mortal Kombat 9, that's how we got Kratos for PlayStation. A lot of Microsoft fans, some Xbox fans, were hoping that we were going to get one of the Gears of War characters showing up. And so when I first heard the chainsaw, I was like, no, we aren't actually going in that direction. Gears 5's coming out, so maybe. But then I go onto Twitter and I see that Bruce Campbell himself retweeted the trailer, and I was like, huh, this game looks pretty interesting. And of course, why would we not in it? And literally, I squealed. I got so excited. Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, some of my favorite movies of all time. I've been talking about the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash comic book here on the channel, and I just love Ash so much, Ash Williams, and he allegedly is going to be a character in the game. It's not official yet, but people are saying so yeah, I'm on board. Outside of the chainsaw sound effect, there was a little do-do-do-do-do sound effect that you can hear, which obviously that's the Terminator theme. Two characters that I was not expecting to see in a Mortal Kombat game, Ash and the Terminator. Now, we don't know what Terminator character we're going to get yet. Is it going to be Arnold likeness? Is it going to be a T-800, T-1000? There's a lot of Terminators for them to choose from. The one bummer, I think, here is that in the last few Mortal Kombat games, we've actually seen Freddy, we've seen Jason. So it was like the fact that Ash isn't in the same game as Freddy and Jason kind of bums me out a little bit, because I would love to see Ash go up against Freddy and Jason in the Mortal Kombat universe, but who knows? There's still more DLC characters. Now, what is really interesting about all of this, though, is before even the Shang Tsung announcement trailer, there was a leak that happened because someone got into the Nintendo Switch's, I don't know, interdimensional being of the Switch, and they were able to find some program files for Mortal Kombat by data mining, and seeing that there was a bunch of characters that were kind of put in there that aren't released yet, and they released it. And all of the characters that were on this DLC package were on that list. So at first people were like, no, it's not gonna happen. Ash, really? Okay, sit yourself down. The Terminator, no. But now that all these characters have been confirmed, that might mean that the other characters in the leak may actually be coming to Mortal Kombat as the next batch of DLC. If that's the case, I am going to talk about those other three. So if you want to be surprised, turn away, I guess. But I'm pretty stoked. So the other 3 DLC characters that it looks like we should be getting over time outside of Ash and Terminator are... wow, this is so fun to talk about, because it's... Okay, let's start with the Mortal Kombat characters first. Fujin. So originally shown in Mortal Kombat 4, he was the Wind God. He's kind of been out of the game for a long time, so to have him as a DLC character is pretty exciting. I was kind of hoping for Rain. I'm a Rain fan personally, but Fujin, that's a cool get for Mortal Kombat. I think that's a dope idea. And then also, someone that hasn't been in the newer games at all is Shiva. Apparently that one is she will be a DLC character. Haven't seen her since Mortal Kombat 3, I think. So that's pretty dope to have Shiva back in the Mortal Kombat roster. I wonder if they'll have her. Do you remember, man? For those of you that are older, I remember when Mortal Kombat 3 first came out. There was this rumor around my school that there was a boobality for Shiva, where she would actually like flash the other character and they would die. Yes, super stupid. Not a real thing, right? Not a real thing. Anyways, so those two characters, those Mortal Kombat alumni will be showing up. But also, this does make a lot of sense, but it goes into some bigger, cooler news. But Joker. That's right, not Persona 5 like in Smash Brothers. We're talking about the Joker, the crime prince of Gotham, the clown prince of Gotham. Why the clown? Yeah, he's the clown prince of Gotham, showing up in Mortal Kombat. Now this is big news because this is a Warner Brothers character from the DC universe showing up and actually being able to be killed in the same way that some of these characters have these over-the-top fatalities that will happen to one of WB's characters. That's a big thing. So if all of this is true, Joker actually shows up, which again he was in Injustice, so why not have him in Mortal Kombat? Scorpion showed up in the first in Mortal Kombat 9, I think, and then we had Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat X, I believe. Someone will correct me on screen if I'm wrong. So now to have a DC character show up in Mortal Kombat game does make sense, but here is what I really want to talk about. These DLC characters are great. The Ash and Terminator, super awesome. These other leaked characters, cool to have them in there for sure, but Joker could be leading to a bigger thing here that I don't think our world is ready for. And I am talking about Mortal Kombat versus DC 2. What? Now, for those of you that remember that game on Xbox 360 or PS3 at the time, it is arguably not a good game. Mechanic-wise, some of the characters were just far more broken than other characters. Story-wise, didn't really make a lot of sense to be. People wanted to complain. It's like, oh, it's because magic could destroy everyone. Okay, cool. Anyways, if you got past that, I had a good time playing Scorpion and beating up Sub-Zero, and then having like Batman versus Superman, and then mixing those pairs. I love the ending with Sub-Zero. You find out that he was inspired by Batman and then wants to become like a vigilante ninja himself. I thought it was pretty great. Arguably not a good game, I understand that. But that was also during a time where Mortal Kombat games weren't at its height. It was during the 3D fighter time. Wasn't something that people really liked as much. Armageddon happened and then brought it back to a kind of a 2D world. And it was great, sure. But since Mortal Kombat 9, and since having something like the Injustice games and the Mortal Kombat games, NetherRealm Studios has done such a good job making these amazing, fun to watch, fun to play fighting games that maybe it is now time to see Mortal Kombat versus DC happen again. Now, yes, I don't think we can live in a world where Superman is going to get cut in half with a scorpion sword and then have his head chopped off and then a spear poked through it. That might not be the case. It might still need to be censored a little bit. And that'll suck, sure, but I think that there is a pretty amazing, brutal, teen-rated Mortal Kombat versus DC game that we can get, and it's finally coming full circle. We've got Mortal Kombat characters in Injustice. We might be getting Joker, a DC character in Mortal Kombat, and that is such a big thing. That's a big step for Warner Brothers, because sometimes I think you have to have fun with your own IP and be like, all right, cool, here's my character. He gonna die? All right, he's gonna kill someone else just as cool though, right? And be able to have that back and forth is just so damn good. So I don't know, that's me. I'm hoping to see a Mortal Kombat versus DC fighting game because I think they can do it now, and I think that the fighting community would love it. So I think that enough time has passed since the original Mortal Kombat versus DC. I think that we as a gaming community have kind of evolved from what we can expect or what we want and what we enjoy from a fighting game to the point where I think we'd be okay with some cheesy, campy Mortal Kombat versus DC action. So I hope that is the direction that we are going in, but that is just me. Of course, I want to hear from you, but I also say let's not stop there. We've already got some amazing over-the-top crazy characters as DLC characters in Mortal Kombat games that you wouldn't normally see, so why don't we pull a Smash Brothers here? Why doesn't NetherRealm make a WB fighting game that just either pulls from all of the different horror characters that they have in their roster and make a fighting game out of that, or just go like full Super Smash and just bring everything from whatever property they can get their hands on and bring it into the game in this giant mishmash of fighting greatness. I would love to see that as well, but I'm also like, I'm super on board for Mortal Kombat versus DC too. But again, you might argue with me. Maybe you think that they should just stay in the past and it should just like stay forgotten. But let's talk about it in the comments below because I want to hear from you. That's why I like making these videos. So let me know. Do you want to see the game happen again? Is it going to get announced at E3 2019? I don't know. Probably not, but that would be pretty awesome, right? All right, let's talk about it down below. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Until the next time, I'll see you later.